Hey, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to Life Mastery Decoded for women and women entrepreneurs, where I help you decode the struggles in your life in the areas of health, wealth, and relationships with mind mastery and meditation tools and techniques so that you can live the life that you're proud of. Welcome to today's podcast. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where we're going to be talking about the art of concentration. And today I hope I find you completely focused and determined and committed to your goals, to some form of inspiration and transformation in your life. And if you are not, then today it is my intention that you get one nugget of inspiration. Because when we talk about concentration, it is becoming laser focused in our life, in any area. So when I first learned about concentration, I was actually trying to move my business forward and was getting very frustrated because I couldn't focus. I wanted to create content. I wanted to put out videos. I wanted to write a book. And I was finding that I was not able to focus for very long periods of time. And when you don't have the focus, it's really hard to complete a task. And so with that, we understand, because you're living it too, is that we are in the information age. We are inundated with information all day long, from media to news to TV to our phones it is all around us, right? And so what we're practicing now is distraction. Well, when you practice distraction, how long does it take you to get really good at it? But then when you want to focus, you're really good at distraction. So I noticed that early on in my my career with like moving my business to an online market and becoming more digital is that I was very distracted, but I had the art of sabotage. And I would sit down to work and I'm like, okay, so here I am, I'm going to write this thing or record this video or make these posts or do whatever I'm doing. And all of a sudden the dishes have to get done. Then the dogs need to be walked and the lawn needs to get mowed. And then I have to go to the grocery store, right? And now, now it's 5 o'clock and everybody's going to be home. I can't work on it now. I mean, that was like my day in and day out. And I'm like, what the heck? And it was very frustrating. And I kept thinking, even though I was well aware of what was going on, I kept thinking, man, if I just could block out this big amount of time, I could get this done. How many of you have said that? If I just had more time. Now, in yesterday's podcast, I talked about everybody has 24 hours in a day. It is what you do with that 24 hours that creates your life. So if you are scrolling through Facebook, if you are watching old reruns of Survivor, if you are watching This Is Us, which is a great show, by the way, they both are. But if you are spending more time doing that, your life is going by. And pretty soon you're going to be 88 years old going, where did my life go? Well, I sure did have fun watching Survivor. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a time for Survivor. I freaking love that show. I love watching it with Amy. We get all like worked up and hooped up and we make guesses of who are going to be the final three. I love it. I love that show. Don't get me wrong. But there's a time and a place for it. And if you are determined to reach your goals, if you are determined to level up your life and to create a little bit of improvement in any area of your life or happiness, then you must learn the art of concentration. In this time of distraction, it is really hard for us to complete things. We allow things to come in front of the things that we want to do. So if we want to make more money, lose weight, deepen our relationships, we have to put those things in the front. We have to put those things in the front of our mind so we can achieve that thing, right? If you want to go do the dishes and you want the house to be clean because your mom's coming over for dinner, you get laser focused, right? So you run through the bathroom and you clean the sink and you clean the toilet and you mop the floor. Then you start the laundry and you straighten the towels and you put these things that are on the counter under the sink. And then you go into the kitchen and you do the dishes and wipe the stove and you sweep the floor, right? You become laser focused and then you look back and you're like 20 minutes later, look at how beautiful the house looks. It's ready for company. Well, it depends on the size of your house. I live in a small house. It really takes me about 20 minutes to straighten it up. Maybe in your house, if it's bigger, maybe it takes you an hour. So, but do you notice the difference? Then, when it comes to moving your life forward in some area that might be a little bit harder, it is like walking up the sand dunes wearing galoshes. It is like hard and heavy, and I just can't do it. And then mowing the lawn seems like more fun. So when we talk about concentration, I used to listen to, he's a monk, he's a Buddhist monk. His name is Dandapani, all one word, Dandapani. And he talks about concentration, and I absolutely love the simplicity of it. Anytime that I was reading books and trying to change things and improve things, that I would pull out the simple yet powerful tools. If the tool was too complex or too hard or took too long, I just threw it away. If it was easy and it got me fast results, then I was all about it. And so here, Dandapani goes through these 3 steps to help increase and improve your concentration, because it's going to take a little bit of practice and it's going to take a little bit of forethought. But that's really what all of these episodes are about, right? If you want things to change, you have to change. If you want your life to change, you have to change your thinking. If you want your emotions to get better, you have to be thinking about these things ahead of time. This is what it means to wake up. This is what it means to wake up and be a part of your life and be present in it every single day. You can't be present if you're not awake. And I've slept through days before, and I don't mean physically sleeping. I mean where I was just reacting to the world around me. And we all know what reacting is like. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't attract those wonderful things in your life. Being present does. So here's what he says. The art of concentration is really about focus. But what he says is if you have the time to begin a task, then you should make the time to finish the task. Now, of course, he's not talking about like writing a novel, because nobody would sleep or eat during that whole entire time. But what he's talking about is if you have time to make breakfast, you have time to enjoy breakfast, you have time to do the breakfast dishes. Finish the task. So you go to bed, you sleep in bed, you mess up the blankets. When you get up, you finish the task of sleeping. And because we all have those routines of, you get ready for bed, you get into your pajamas or your sleep clothes or whatever, you brush your teeth, you go to the bathroom, you do all these routines, you get in, the bed's already made, preferably from the night before, and you get into the covers, you get in, you go to sleep. When you get up, you then you finish the sleep task and you begin the wake up for the day task, right? So finishing the sleep task is then you make the bed, right? It's all part of sleeping. And I found that to be kind of profound and in its simple form, that I'm thinking, I'm going to try that, because my attention and my focus is very scattered. And when my attention and my focus gets scattered, I get really overwhelmed. And when I'm overwhelmed, I can't focus and concentrate, because my lights, like the things I'm looking at are like all over the place. I can't see. I can't pay attention to anything. And it just creates this compounded chaos in my life. And chaos does not produce a focused business. It does not produce great results in your relationship. It does not produce this love and joy that we're seeking. So the very first thing he says is finish the task. So if I get up and have a snack, I get up and as I'm making whatever, let's say I'm having a peanut butter and apple, which I absolutely love, one of my favorite snacks. So I get the cutting board out, I get the knife out, I cut the apple, I get the peanut butter out, I put it in a bowl, and I put everything together. In the meantime, I'm finishing the cleanup. I rinse off the cutting board, rinse off the knife, put it in the dish bin. I cap the peanut butter and I put it back in the cupboard, right? I finish that part. I go and eat it and I come back and I wash the bowl. Now, I'm telling you, if you've not practiced this, I encourage you to give it a try, because at the end of the day, you're like, wow, like look at all of the things I accomplished. Now, Getting a snack out and putting those things away or making the bed, all of that's not a big deal. I understand. However, let me emphasize the power of this simplicity, because if you finish that task, you then are conditioning the mind to continuously finish tasks. So if I start to do the bills, I'm going to finish doing the bills. But then that also means I don't start the bills while I'm boiling water to make spaghetti for the boys for dinner, right? I set a segment of time so I know that I can focus here and finish the task, because you don't want to set yourself up for failure. Now, when you do have kids, it is a little bit harder, but you're going to pull little pieces of tasks, and then you're going to put the tasks, you're going to wrap them up. So you're going to pull this one out, whatever that task is. I'm going to mail this one bill, then mail that bill. Then you send one of the kids out there to put it in the mailbox and put the flag up. Okay. The thing is it completes it out of your mental storage capacity. So at the end of the day, my mind isn't, oh, I didn't do that and I didn't do this and I didn't get ready for lunch and I forgot to take these things out to the car and I forgot to mail that bill and oh my God, I got to pack, all my stuff for the gym tomorrow, right? That's what happens at the end of the day is now as you're getting into that relaxed state, you're remembering all of the things you forgot in a 12-hour period. What if you accomplish all of those things in that 12-hour period? What if you were able to complete every single one of those tasks that you started? What would your going to bed, going to sleep process now feel like? At the end of the day, you look and you're like, it's completed. Like my stuff's done. Like, no kidding, right? I can just go to bed. I feel amazing. Your mental storage is now empty. It's like the tabs on your computer screen. I start out with maybe 2 or 3. Well, not right now. As I'm building my business, I start with 2 separate windows open with 12 tabs each. And after I record, I'm recording this podcast, it's I don't know, it's 10:30 at night on a Tuesday. And I am going to stay up tonight because I am working on a book, an ebook that I'm going to be sharing for free. And I want to get it done. So I have to be focused, right? And so I got to remember, I got to put a podcast out for tomorrow. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go do that. And then after that, I'm going to get working on that until my eyes can't stay open anymore, which is exactly what I did yesterday. I did a 14-hour workday. I slept for 4.5 hours, an hour and a half on the couch, and 3.5 hours. I was at 5 hours, 3.5 hours in bed. And then I got up with everyone to send everybody off to work and school, and starting at 7:30, off and going. And it's 10:30 and I am still going strong. And baby, no coffee. But that's about being focused. I have things to accomplish. I have lives to change. I have courses to create. I have a book to write. I got to get things done. I got to be focused. You might have the same thing. You might have some big jobs and projects on your plate. You might just have, I want to deepen my relationship with my son. Give it ultra focused attention. Ultra focused attention. And your relationship with your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, your mother, your cousin, your best friend, whoever, is going to get better and better and better. I promise you. Okay, so that's finish the task. That's number 1. The second thing is do it better than you thought you could. Do the task better than you thought you could. How I take this and how I apply this is, of course, we say don't do a half-ass job, right? You'd rather do a whole ass than a half-ass. But do the job really well. If you're going to sweep the floor, really sweep the floor. Get into the corners, lift up the rugs, sweep the floor, right? It's like wax on, wax off. Wax the car, paint the fence. But it is do it better than you thought you could. Do just a little bit better. And what that does is it gives us time to be present with the task at hand. If you're eating breakfast, which is the most important meal of the day, it kicks off your fuel for your body for the day. If you eat a bowl of sugary cereal or some muffin and a coffee full of sugary creamery, you are launching your body into glucose burning, which is all sugar. And then you wonder in a half an hour why you want to eat again. If you're focused in the morning about what the fuel is that your body needs to get you through the day to help you to focus, it is not sugar and caffeine, you guys. It's just not. It might seem like, well, maybe, I need a little boost today because I'm tired. Listen, if you have the art of concentration in your back pocket and you are putting tasks to rest at night, you will get the sleep that you need to be focused the next day. Let me tell you that again. If you are completing the tasks during the day and you are wrapping them up, by the end of the day, your mental faculty is clean and clear. You have erased the whiteboard. Your sleep will be enough that you will be able to focus the next day. How amazing would that be? Because I think that it really is because we are burning out our mental energy so much during the day that by the time night comes, we have disrupted sleep. And disrupted sleep leads to fatigue, it leads to exhaustion, it leads to lack of concentration and focus the next day. So interesting how if I can just pay attention to this one task of making the bed or sweeping the floor and I can complete it, then think about what that might be like for you at the end of the day. So I encourage you to try that. So do a little bit more than you thought or do it a little bit better than you thought you could. So the first one, finish the task. You get the tape out and hang some posters up in your son's room, go put the tape away. You get the hammer and the nails and the level out to hang some beautiful pictures of your family. Put the nails, the hammer, and the level back when you're done. I can't, you guys have to practice this. It is so amazing and it's so odd in its simplicity, but it's really amazing. And I really, really encourage you to do it and to try it and feel the mental capacity in your brain start to release. Because I think for me, just like you guys, I'm sure, it's like it starts to kind of compound on itself throughout the day. And I just have this task and all these tabs open on them. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to send that email. Oh yeah, I got to finish that recording. Oh yeah, I have to change that image of that ebook. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to set up my lead page so I can start giving this book away, right? Well, by the end of the day, what do you think my mind is still doing? It's whirling through that stuff. Okay, finish the task, do it better than you thought you could. And the last one is do a little bit more than you thought you could. So the second one is do a little bit better. And the third one is do a little bit more. So you're playing cards with your son. You have played Uno 73 times today. And he says, Mom, can we play one more? The answer is yes. Do a little bit more than you thought you could. When I was, I think I told the story already, but when I was running my boot camp class, I had this woman in my class who I just loved. She was so sarcastic. I just freaking loved her. And she was doing sit-ups. And we had sit-ups set for like a minute. And we were doing this big circuit. So there's, 14, 15 people in class, 14, 15 women in class. She's over here. She's doing whatever she's doing. And then these guys are over there. They're doing something over there. And I'm kind of wandering around, kind of watching everybody. And she's like, I'm not doing these sit-ups. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to do 10 of them. And she goes, I'll do 5. And I'm like, no, you're going to do 10. And she goes, I can only do 5. And I said, I think you can do 10. And it was this kind of bantering that went back and forth a few too many times. But I'm like, listen, I believe in you. I know you can do it. I've seen it happen. You just don't believe you can. I know you can do 10 of them. And guess what she did? She leveraged my belief, my believing in her. And she did 10. Guess what that did for her confidence? That's what I'm asking you to do. The simplicity of this particular tool, but it is so profound and it is so powerful. If you go to bed and your mind is just worrying of all of the things that you didn't do, which is why so many people can't meditate. They get quiet, they get into that alpha state and they're like, I have 25 things I have to do. I can't be in this meditative state. I don't have time. If you want more time in your day, if that is a number one complaint of yours, if you want more time, then practice the art of concentration. It will not let you down. I promise you. I promise. It is the most powerful tool I have yet to experience. That might not be true because I think that a lot of these are really powerful, but it is definitely up there. And you know what? If you nail this, if you are able to start practicing the art of concentration and you can start to release some of the mental strain on your brain, you will start to relax naturally. Then you know what's going to help. You know what's going to come next? Your meditative state will also come naturally. Thanks for listening, and if you liked this episode, please take the time to like and share. Also, please visit me on my other social media pages. I'm on Instagram, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. I'm on Facebook, where we have this community titled Life Mastery Decoded, and it's a community of women and women entrepreneurs where we come together to support one another in sharing our successes and struggles. You can also check out my YouTube channel where I share my teachings and my personal journey, and it's simply titled Jen Mack, Jenmac. Have a great day, and I hope to hear from you.